Good morning. My name is Aneel Aranha. Welcome to Daily Reflection. Today is the 23rd of January 2018, and we're going to answer another question today. We're going to reflect on Mark chapter 3, verses 31 to 35. Listen. Then his mother and his brothers came, and standing outside, they sent to him and called him. A crowd was sitting around him, and they said to him, "Your mother and your brothers and sisters are outside asking for you." And he replied, "Who are my mother and my brothers?" And looking at those who sat around him, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. Whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother." The Gospel of the Lord. Here are my brothers. Brothers? Did Jesus have brothers? This is another question that has troubled people for years, and not unsurprisingly, because there are many references to Jesus' brothers in Scripture. In addition to this passage that we are reflecting on, here are a couple more. Mark 6:3 asks, "Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, and brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" This next statement is from John chapter 7, verse 5. "For not even his brothers believed in him." There is another reference in Acts 1:14 if you want to read it. Now, while these verses seem to establish without doubt that Jesus had brothers, the entire matter becomes very debatable when you realize that brother is a translation of the Greek word adelphos. Adelphos, however, has a variety of meanings, including blood brother, half-brother, stepbrother, and also cousin. Now, that the brother in these verses is intended to translate as cousin becomes likely when you read about the trip that Jesus made to Jerusalem for the feast of the Passover when he was 12. Do you remember that? There is no mention at this time of any brother or sister accompanying them, as you might expect for an event of this magnitude, and no reference even when Jesus was lost in the temple. That the brother in these verses is intended to translate as cousin becomes totally evident when you read John's narrative of the crucifixion of Jesus. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing beside her, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Here is your mother." As John 19:26 to 27. Why ever would Jesus establish this new relationship if Mary had other children of her own? Now, with that out of the way, you might wish to reflect today on what Jesus says at the very end. "Whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother." Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing, to be the brother and sister and mother of Jesus? Let's try to be that this year. God bless you.